change urban planning forever. When the last embers of the Great Fire of Rome went cold, the city looked like a war zone. 10 of the 14 districts were in ruins. Whole neighborhoods that had existed for centuries were gone. For Nero, this wasn't the end of a crisis. It was the beginning of the hardest part. Hundreds of thousands were still homeless, businesses destroyed, temples gone, archives reduced to ash. But instead of taxing the people to rebuild, Nero did something unthinkable for a Roman emperor. He paid for most of the reconstruction from his own imperial treasury. And the rebuilding wasn't just about replacing what was lost. Nero ordered sweeping new safety regulations, wider streets to act as fire breaks, building codes that required stone instead of wood for the lower floors, better access to water. These changes would prevent countless fires in the centuries to come. One of the biggest accusations against Nero was that he used the fire as an excuse to build his personal palace, the Domus Aurea, or Golden House, on the ashes of Rome. It's a perfect story for his enemies. The mad emperor burns his city just so he can build himself a mansion. But the truth? Only a small portion of the palace was built on land affected by the fire, and most of that land had already been imperial property before the blaze. The majority of the Domus Aurea was built elsewhere. If Nero had truly set the fire for real estate, he would have been the most incompetent arsonist in history, torching all the wrong districts. So where did this version of events come from? From three historians whose works have shaped our image of Nero for centuries: Tacitus, Suetonius, and Cassius Dio. All of them wrote after Nero's death. None were eyewitnesses. In fact, Cassius Dio was writing a century and a half later. And here's the kicker: all wrote under or after the Flavian dynasty. The Flavians came to power after overthrowing Nero, and they needed him to be a monster. It's the oldest political move in the book: to legitimize your rule, demonize the person who came before you. The fire was a tragedy people remembered vividly. By pinning it on Nero, the Flavians turned their coup into an act of salvation and secured their own legacy. The smear campaign worked better than they could have dreamed. Add in early Christian writers, who had their own reasons to hate Nero, since he used Christians as scapegoats after the fire, and the legend of Nero the Mad Tyrant was complete. The truth became irrelevant. The story was too good, too satisfying to let go. For 2,000 years,